Welcome back to the Disney Fit Dad channel. Thank you for tuning in. Man, this has been a video I've been wanting to make for a long time because it's about something that I hate doing, but I fell in love with doing over the course of the past 3 years, and that's running. So how did I, a busy father of three, full-time employee, wife working nights, get into running and go from running 5Ks into running marathons? I'm going to talk about those steps and how you can do the same thing. Getting into running as a busy father can be a little challenging, but with a little organization and a little willpower and desire, you can make it happen. It first starts with why. Why do you want to do it? Is it because you want to lose weight? Is it because you've always told yourself for years you can never do it? Are you trying to prove somebody wrong? That might not be the best why. But typically your why needs to be bigger than yourself. It has to be something that's going to get you out of bed even when you don't want to. So for me, it was to prove to myself that I could do something that I've told myself for years I could never do. As you can see, I'm a pretty big guy. And being a bigger guy, I used to always tell myself, I can't run. I'm too big. I'm only built for short distances. I played a lot of football. I played baseball. So I really didn't have to do a lot of long distance running. But one day I told myself, why can't I do it? What's stopping me? And honestly, it was just me. So one day I woke up and said, hey, I'm going to become a runner. And I just started out by running a mile as fast as I could. And once I had that time down, I think it was about like 12 minutes, I realized, okay, I can do this. It's going to take some work, but I can definitely do it. So that was my why, was to prove to myself that I can do it. So first, figure out what your why is. You figured out what your why was. Now it's time to set a specific goal. Like, what do you actually want to accomplish with this running journey? For me, I started out with running 5Ks without stopping. And when I had that goal, I was able to find a plan that helped me reach that goal. I used a plan called Couch to 5K. It was a great, easy app that you could download that would actually give you step-by-step weekly instructions on how to run, how fast you should run, how many breaks you need to weave in there. And by the time the plan was over, they would guarantee that you would be able to run a 5K without stopping. And I followed that plan to a T. Didn't miss any runs, made sure I got in the right nutrition, the right fuel, all those good things. So make sure you find a plan that works for the goal that you're trying to set. So the next thing that I would do, I would sign up for a race right away. Sign up for something that's going to force you to have to get out there and do it because you really want to accomplish this goal. So I signed up for a half marathon a couple years ago, and I knew that, man, if I'm going to sign up for this race, I got to put the work in because I don't want to get swept. And what I mean by getting swept is if you run any Run Disney races ever, getting swept basically means you're not able to finish the race, and they'll put you on a bus and you don't get to cross the finish line. I knew that was something that I did not want to have happen to me. So I made sure I signed up for the race and I trained my butt off to reach that goal. So yeah, sign up for something that's going to push you. Even when your why might get you to that point, you're just like, I can't do it. That race is going to motivate you to get your butt in gear and make sure you make it happen. The next most important thing, I think this is probably the most important thing, especially as a husband and as a dad, you got to have people on your side. You better talk to your old spouse and let her know, hey, babe, this is what I'm going to do. It's going to take me out of the house for a long period of time, and I want you to be able to root me on or at least support me during this journey. Because running is something that takes up a lot of time, especially if you're trying to run long distance races like half marathons and full marathons. So make sure you talk to your spouse. If you have parents that are close by or you have friends, let them know, hey, I'm signing up for this race and there's going to be some training days where I might need you to watch my kids for a couple hours so I can get this run in. I remember during my running journey, I would call my friend Julie and we would go to the playground and I would say, hey, can you bring your kids, have my kids and your kids play together while I run around the playground multiple times in order for me to get my run in? And she would be willing to help. So sometimes you just got to ask for help. And asking for help shouldn't be something that should be a burden. It should be something that's easy, especially if it's with friends and family that really want to see you win at the things that you set your mind to. The next thing is your race, your pace. I think in today's society, we spend a lot of time comparing ourselves to other people. We'll see people running on the side of the road just like, man, I want to be able to get to their point, but we don't know where they started. So run your race at your pace. If you have to stop and walk, that's completely okay. If you're at a point where you can run really fast and you feel like you can achieve it, Awesome, that's your goal, but it's your race. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to the amazing Olympic runners that are out there because they're able to do this every single day for a living. This is something that you're doing on the side. So make sure you run at your pace so you don't hurt yourself and you're able to accomplish your goal with the desired time that you set forth with. And if you're lucky enough, find a running buddy. Find somebody to take along this journey with you because they're going to help push you a lot harder than you think. I remember during my training for my first marathon, I was doing all of my runs by myself. Luckily, my cousin decided to join me for the journey. We didn't get an opportunity to run together too often, but when we did, man, those runs were a lot of fun. And it really helped me realize that, man, I can push myself a little bit harder just because he was pushing himself a little bit harder. He's a little taller than me, his stride was a little longer, but it made me realize that, oh man, I can actually hit these times. I just have to push myself just a little bit more. So having a running buddy is really helpful because they're going to encourage you, they're going to motivate you, and it's always fun to run with other people. So yeah, find somebody else to join the journey with you. Find a running community. The one thing about social media, there's so many groups out there with people who are actually trying to achieve the same thing you are. If you go on Facebook right now and you type in running group or running dads or run Disney, you're going to find so many groups that are out there. Join those groups, start asking questions. There's so much that I've learned about running, from the right footwear to right socks, what's the best hydration pack, all these little things that I've never would have known if I didn't join these running communities. And these people are so helpful because they know where you've been. They started exactly where you are, and they want to help you achieve your goals too. So that's another huge tip to help you get to where you want to be on your running journey. Next are shoes. This is the most important piece of your running journey, is getting the right footwear. These were my first pair of shoes. Nothing bad about them. They did the job, but the thing is, I didn't know what I was doing. So I would get blisters, my feet would hurt. I would have all these pains because I was just finding shoes at the store that I thought were cool, that had some good tech in it, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to run in these. That's where you make the mistake. You must, and I'm stressing this, you must go to a running specialty store to get your shoes. These are the shoes that I ran my last marathon in. I went to a running store. It's called Charm City Runners here in Maryland. And what they would do, they take you through an entire process where they will measure your foot. They'll put you on a treadmill, see what your gait is, what your stride looks like, how your foot hits the ground. And they will pick the perfect shoe for your foot. If you need any insoles for your shoes, depending on how your foot is, there's just so much information that you don't know about running when you first start out that they will help you reveal and help you out with. So go to a shoe specialty store, let them take you through the process so you can get the right shoe for you so you can avoid pains, avoid blisters, and avoid any other things that you didn't know about when it comes to running. Because a good pair of shoes are going to save you so much pain, so much heartache, so many blisters. So make sure you go to a running specialty store. And the last tip that I have for you, make it fun. Do other challenges within your running journey. So if there's a goal that you want to read or listen to a certain amount of books, especially if you're doing a long run that you're training for, download a bunch of audiobooks, read some stuff or listen to some stuff that you never thought you would, right? Put together the best playlist that you possibly can so you can listen to some great music while you're out there running for hours and hours and hours. But also build in some other like rewards as well. Like if you run your first half marathon during your training, celebrate that. Make sure you like go get a pizza, get a burger, do little things to help you along the journey. And make your family a part of the journey too. I would go for runs with my boys and they would love it. I remember one day my son has a little motorized dirt bike and he was actually my pacer because I was trying to see how fast I can run a certain distance. And he was riding his dirt bike throughout the neighborhood and I was chasing behind him. And it made it a lot of fun to, one, have him along the journey with me. And then he was also encouraging me along the way. So there's a lot of great ways to make your running journey really special, not just for yourself, but for your family. And I'll leave you with this. There's two things to make sure you get the success that you want in this running journey. Have discipline and stay consistent. Have discipline to the goal that you set and follow that goal each and every day. Some of these running plans can be 6 months to 8 months long. Lock in for the next 8 months and say, I'm not going to miss a race. I'm not going to miss a run. I'm going to do everything that I need to do to make sure I achieve the goal that I want. If I have to wake up early, I'll wake up early. If I have to run late at night, I'll run that late at night. If I have to go to the gym and run on a treadmill, I'll do that. Whatever it takes to reach your goal is the mindset you need to have. And have fun doing it. You're going to love it. I encourage you to sign up for a Run Disney race. There's nothing like a Run Disney race in this world. Those are the only races that I enjoy. I've ran some other races, but nothing compares to a Run Disney race. So I hope this information was helpful on your running journey. And I'll leave you with the two things I always say. Get out there and win the day in every way. And go add value to the people's lives you come in contact with. I hope you enjoy your running journey. I'll see you at the finish line.